Welcome to the Mesquamaket Beach Podcast, a podcast spotlighting the businesses, newsmakers, events, and memories of Rhode Island's historic Mesquamaket Beach.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mesquamaket Beach Podcast. I am so excited to bring you this episode. We are getting ever so close to Springfest. It is next weekend, May 11th, 12th, and 13th at Mesquamaket Beach on the State Beach parking lot. As I said last episode, we're going to have rides, we're going to have food trucks, we're going to have so much entertainment, the live music that we're going to talk about a little bit today, the karate demonstrations, the people from Simply Enchanted, the fire jugglers. This is a festival you do not want to miss. And one of the main reasons you don't want to miss it, if not the main reason you don't want to miss it, is my guest today, rock and roll legend, Joey Molland of Badfinger. If you do not recognize the name Badfinger, you will most certainly recognize their music. No matter what, Come and Get It, Day After Day, Baby Blue, Without You, Sweet Tuesday Morning, just some of the best songs ever written were written in a very short period of time by this one band. And Joey Molland is he's out touring right now, and not only that, but his new stuff, which you can find on Spotify or wherever you find music, is just fantastic. And let me give you a little bit of a history of Badfinger. They are the first band. They were the first band ever signed to the Beatles Apple Records as the Ivies. They were the Ivies. They were given their first hit song, "Come and Get It," was written by Paul McCartney. He had to do it for a movie. He didn't want, he had a contract with a movie to make this music. He wanted somebody to do this song, "Come and Get It." He auditioned all four members of the band, the Ivies, to sing it. They found Tom was going to be the one that did it, and they, signed them to Apple Records, and it was a huge deal. And then they needed a guitar player. They brought in Joey, and they became Badfinger, and he's going to tell you all about that story today on the show. And kind of the rest is history. It's a huge honor for me to be able to have been given a few minutes of Mr. Molland's time, and it is wonderful that he is going to be on Mesquamaket Beach on May 12th, Saturday night, headlining Springfest. That's it. That's all I have to say. I am super excited that I got the opportunity to speak to Joey Molland. And without further ado, here is the Joey Molland interview. All right, so I am very fortunate to be joined today by Joey Molland from Badfinger, and we are so excited to have you Saturday night, May 12th at Mesquamaket Beach. How are you doing today, Joey?
I'm doing fine, having fun, and looking forward to coming to Rhode Island. It's going to be fun.
Awesome, and I have it written down that you were here. You played the festival before.
Yeah, I did. It was a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I played with there. And also I've been a couple of times. One time I played my show there, and another time I came over and saw Mike Panera and played some Chuck Berry music with him. It was great.
That's awesome. Well, we're really excited to have you, and I'm excited to thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I'm a huge fan of both you and Badfinger. I think that so I did a little bit of research before talking to you today, and is it true that you joined Badfinger on the day that they became Badfinger?
Yes. That's the story that they told me. the manager, Bill Collins, I came down to London for an audition for the guitar playing position in the band. And, as it happened, he was down at Apple Records early that day, and Neil Aspinall suggested Badfinger to him as a name for the band. They'd been looking all over the place for it, and they'd never found it, and he was the one who said it. So it was great. Worked out good, and a whole new band was born that day. It was
fun. So before that, they were the Ivies, and the Ivies were the first band that were signed to the Beatles Apple Records, which I think is impressive, but I almost think it's more impressive to be the guy brought in once they're under that umbrella. The fact that you were added, when they were already at Apple Records is kind of, that's a higher pressure situation.
Well, they'd been with the label for a couple of years at that point, and they hadn't been very successful, let's say. And, of course, Paul had come along, Paul McCartney, and given them the Come and Get It song. They'd recorded it, and then for some reason the bass player left. And, it's a bit convoluted, isn't it? The guitar player, Tommy Evans, decided he was going to play bass, so they started looking for a guitarist. And a friend of mine suggested me for the job, so they got in touch, and I came down and auditioned, and went to work with them. Did a lot of stuff with them. The record came out; it was a big hit. It's but as they say, the rest is history.
Yeah, definitely. Badfinger isn't necessarily. It's a name that should be, talked about more. But the songs are so well loved and known that even people that may not remember the name Badfinger, they know Come and Get It. They know No Matter What, Baby Blue, Day After Day.
Sure. Sure. The band was never like a bunch of rock stars. We never really went after the publicity side of it. We never did the cover of Rolling Stone and all that stuff. For one reason or another. And a lot of people don't remember the name of the band, but they do remember those songs. The songs have gone on to become, I don't know, is iconic the word?
I know. I think I would say iconic.
And they're still on the radio and still being played by people like yourself. Feature them in shows, stories about the band. It's just one of those things. We just didn't play the game, the music business game very well.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. It's okay. We've lived our life, and here we are, coming back to Rhode Island to play shows. It's great.
What was it like when Baby Blue went back on the charts a few years ago after being the final song in Breaking Bad?
Oh, it was absolutely stunning, wasn't it? The phone started to ring. It was like we just put the record out,
Yeah.
So the phone started to ring. TV shows started to call. The audiences started to change a little bit. There was definitely a young slant to the audience again. They became even more mixed, and we started to sell out shows all over the place. Again, which has been a long time, really. We're an old band now, so our attendance at shows is naturally kind of depleted a bit. But it was really an incredible change for the better. I might add. We've been enjoying it ever since, and doing more and more shows, doing tours, doing different kinds of shows, acoustic shows, electric shows. Rock and roll shows, it just really, really did kind of kick it in the butt, if you like.
Yeah. So in addition to Badfinger, though, while you guys were under the Apple banner, you were asked to play on some huge records for George Harrison, the concert for Bangladesh and Imagine, John Lennon Imagine.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Well, as you can imagine, it was very exciting. The Beatles were the kind of the biggest band in the world at the time. I'm not sure if they're not still the biggest band in the world, but they were incredible. And we, like everybody else, were huge fans. So it was kind of all inspiring, I suppose, to be invited to go and play on their records. And I'm happy to say that they were happy and seemed to like what we did, because they kept on asking us to play. So
yeah,
we ended up doing all of George's album, and of course we only did a couple of songs on the Imagine album. But
right.
It was incredible to go to John Lennon's house and have him sing his songs to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learn with them. They were. I got to tell you, they were really nice people. They were super normal. They weren't like big rock stars with entourages and hundreds of people with them. They were just by themselves, and they drive themselves and load their own guitar in. You know what I mean? They were just normal people. Yeah.
I've heard you say that George Harrison was more interested in the conversation about where you bought those jeans than anything else.
Yeah, those kind of things. I've said that in the past, just as just to illustrate the kind of people that they were.
Yeah.
They'd talk about that. We'd talk about music, of course, but just talk about normal stuff. It's really cool.
So at Springfest, you're going to be playing the entirety of Straight Up.
Yeah.
Along with a couple more of the big hits.
Oh, sure, yeah.
What is the what makes you choose to do an entire album for a show?
Well, it seems it's kind of a trend, if you like. A promoter came to me, rather, and asked if I'd be interested in doing a show like that. And of course, we've done shows over the years. We've always featured our hit music, and it was a bit of a something different for us to do. And the people, we tried it out a few times over in the New England area, and we had good attendance at the shows, and the audience really seemed to enjoy it. So we just carried on doing it, and we've been doing it now for about a year and a half. I think we've just done our 21st show, or 22nd show, and it seems to be still going really well. It's just it's a thing to feature your album. I actually attended a show recently. The Zombies were on with a featured band, and they played two of their albums. They did an album, and then they took a break, and they featured another album after that. And of course, all the great songs were played, and I really enjoyed the show myself. So it's just something happening in the music business. I'd like to say it was our idea, and we thought of it first, but I can't say that. It's a lot of fun to do that. You get to play songs that really you don't play normally, that you haven't featured in years, So it's really interesting and really good for us. And like I said, the audience seems to really enjoy it,
How did you become? How did you start having Phil Solem from the Rembrandts as a special guest?
Well, Phil I live in Minnesota. Phil lived in Minnesota, and we met through playing shows and became really good friends. And as a matter of fact, we do shows together all the time under the name of Drift Benders, an acoustic set it is, where we play various songs and we have a laugh, and it's kind of fun. So we were just great friends, and these shows came up, and it gave us the opportunity to do some electric work, albeit he's doing his Rembrandt stuff, and then we're doing our Badfinger stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the same, but it's just something that happens, and it's great fun. He's just moved down to Nashville, so he's all countrified now. I'm wondering if he's going to be wearing a cowboy hat, But he's a great guy, and enormously talented singer-songwriter, of course.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I just agreed with you. I'm excited to see both of you, and really excited for that. I'm also really excited. I have been listening to your solo stuff on Spotify that you've released, over the last handful of years, and
Sure.
I think that it is as prolific as the old Badfinger stuff. I think that it has a certain quality to it that is just it's fantastic, and I really would like to encourage people to go check out. I've heard you've referred to your albums that you've done in the last 15 years as demos.
Sure, yeah.
Why do you consider them demos?
Well, because a lot of those songs were just in demo form, particularly on that Basil record. The CD was that's picturing my dog on the front,
yeah.
and his name was Basil. He's gone now. God bless him. But anyway, that's why it was demos, and a lot of times, it's very expensive to record.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I've tended to any opportunity I got, I'd go in the studio and record ideas for songs that I have, and various demos with various friends of mine, and stuff like that. And sometimes I've used those demo tracks and been able to upgrade them into actual real recordings of the songs. So that explains really where I'm talking about with my demos when I make demo records.
Yeah. Well, I personally, I think that they're wonderful, and I would encourage everybody to go check that out. It's just Joey Molland.
Well, thank you very much. You try and do good stuff, like try and write good songs and have a little bit of a point to doing it.
It's great. I was listening to I think I apologize if I get the name wrong. This Must Be Love.
Oh yeah,
I was listening to that on repeat yesterday morning.
It's a nice little tune.
Yeah, it was great. So I've taken more than enough of your time. Thank you so much for being generous and granting me this interview. It's been a thrill for me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for your interest and helping us promote the show out there. Look forward to seeing you, and look forward to seeing the people of Rhode Island.
All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on Saturday, May 12th at Musquamacut Beach.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. That'll do it for this episode. Once again, I just want to thank Joey Molland of Badfinger for being my guest on the show. It was such a pleasure to get to talk to him, and I am really looking forward to seeing him live at Musquamacut Beach. Musquamacut Beach's 2018 Springfest, May 11th through the 13th. Joey will be the headlining act on May 12th, Saturday, May 12th, around 8 p.m. Make sure that you are there. And, of course, he'll have Phil Solem of the Rembrandts, who you know from the theme song from Friends. I'll be there for you. And if you haven't done it yet, as soon as you're done with this podcast, go listen to some Badfinger. Listen to No Matter What. It will get stuck in your head for the next 7 weeks. I guarantee it. No Matter What. Baby Blue. I mean, I've been singing these songs to myself for the last month. I am so excited to see them, and I'm so excited to see all of you at Springfest, May 11th through the 13th. Headlining act, Badfinger, Joey Molland, May 12th. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
For more information on the events and businesses in Musquamacut Beach, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and at musquamacut.org.